Hi and welcome to this, special edition of Subscriber Reports. This is specifically about the Warhammer content on the channel. Some people who've been watching the comments in the community thread on the channel, you would know what this is about. Basically, what happened was before summer, I started to want to do regular content on more than just World of Warcraft. So it was really down three ways. There was the World of Warcraft stuff, which was always going to be the bulk of it, because that's the way the bulk of my interest is. Warhammer returning back to that hobby, so I wanted to do some stuff on that, of course. And a little bit of Lord of the Rings stuff, with the Lord of the Rings Online type stuff. That's fallen by the wayside because at the end of the day, even though I've gone casual in World of Warcraft, I have very much just all that extra time that supposedly would be saved has been eaten up by work and all the rest of it. So that's largely fallen by the wayside as well. And then when it came to the Warhammer stuff, I was never sure from the start, should I just make a new channel and just put the content up on there, or should I bring it into my other channel? And there were various pros and cons to it. The main downside to have the accepted wisdom with the YouTube channel is it's for one thing. Do it for one thing. Don't try and do it for multiple things. And although people will be able to point out to channels where people actually do it for multiple things and are successful, that's the exception. It's not the exception that breaks the rule, because it doesn't break the rule. The rule is to concentrate on one thing. And you can get the crap beaten out of you pretty hard by the YouTube algorithm as well. Because the way it works is, I mean, what it does when you first publish a video, it sends it out to a sample of people. So it sends it out to a sample of your subscribers. Not everyone, just some. The ones who are more likely to be interested in it. And it also sends it out to a sample of people who they think, because of their viewing habits and because of the information I've given them about the video, might also be interested. And then it sort of monitors the situation. And if people are engaging with it, they're watching it through. They're not just watching it for a few seconds and clicking it off. They're watching it through, particularly if they're commenting and liking, which is, of course, why I always ask for people to like and comment. Then it goes, oh, this is all right, this. We'll share it out to a few more people. And it keeps doing this until it gets to a point where people don't seem that bothered anymore, and then it just lets it die. And then what happened is, the next time you publish a video, if the last video did really well, it starts to think, oh, he's getting better, this lad. We'll share this out to a few more people and see how it goes. And it keeps using this information. But the converse is true. If you put out a video which does way less than, gets fewer views than you're normally expecting, it starts to think, oh, he's gone off the boil here. This is a crap video. Or at the very least, it thinks you're inconsistent, doesn't, and then it hits your next one. So ultimately, if I do Warcraft video, and it's getting the usual 1,500 to 2,500 views, which they typically get, and then I do a Warhammer video, which gets like a few hundred views, that hits the next Warcraft video. And so we know that even YouTube will say that. Then there's the converse side of it. So obviously when I put, the Warhammer videos on this channel, it's going to get more footfall, is it called in sales. But basically more people are going to come across it than would do on a brand new channel, for example, which is what I've done now. So is that extra exposure going to help it at all? Is it, if it doesn't necessarily help the Warcraft stuff, is it at least going to help the Warhammer stuff? And I don't think it really has. So if I just show you a little chart I did, which is, these are the views that all the Warhammer videos that I've done have gained. And you can see that it's sort of up here, up and down here, but it certainly hasn't shown any sort of growth or even sustainment. The videos that got the most views were the first few I did. Although there's that aberration at 729, which was quite recently, that was a particular type of video that is not going to form the bulk of my stuff. That was a more topical one, I suppose, more controversial. So, but in general, if anything, it's been going down. So it's not like it really has been. Now, I have no doubt whatsoever, the video that I have just put out a video on the new channel, which is Thete Wargaming. I went with that one. I was quite keen on Warhammer time at one point. And then, in the comments, I asked for people ideas for names, and people gave various ideas for names. Some of them were puns, World of Warcraft puns, which doesn't really work. But someone just said Thete War Game. I thought, well, nice and simple, actually. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. I quite like the Thete link as well because it's his channel, Thete Gaming. I just want to, you know, to have that little link there. So then maybe people searching one thing might come across that channel as well. Possibly, we'll have to see. So that's the name of the channel. So if you look up the channel Thete Wargaming, then you'll find it. Now, I know there were some people who said that they, although they're not really dedicated on Warhammer, they enjoyed watching some of the Warhammer content on the channel. Fear not, you won't necessarily miss out on that if you follow me on social media. It's always a good idea to follow me on social media because on YouTube, even when I, you know, as any YouTuber will ask you to subscribe. That's always great. And to click the bell notification because then you should get notifications of new videos. However, and again, this is something YouTube admitted to a while ago, it doesn't necessarily notify everyone. Now, I've generally been okay when I've clicked the bell notification on a small number of YouTubers where I want to be notified regularly, but some don't. So the best, and even this isn't perfect, but the best way to get notifications is to click the bell notification on this channel and to follow me on either Twitter or Facebook, whichever you use. If you use both of them, follow me on both. And I'm not doing a separate, of course that would be madness, a separate Twitter or Facebook account for the new channel. It's still, as far as I'm concerned, Thete Gaming. So the new videos, when they go up there, I will, you know, if they're scheduled to publish at a time when I'm not at the computer, then as soon as I get to a computer, but at some point, I will post a notification up on Twitter and Facebook saying, hey, this video's gone up. So you can get notifications that way. So you don't have to, you know, worry about, okay, where's this channel? If you might miss anything. If you're interested in the Warhammer content, if you follow me on Twitter or Facebook, whichever, as I say, I'm sure most of you use one of them at least, then you should get notifications there, I hope. Assuming you follow me on those ones, of course. So then that should work pretty well as well. And I'm just gonna see how it goes, but I really don't think it was super worth it. And then I sort of started thinking. So first of all, I was going against the perceived wisdom, which is stick to one thing. Second of all, I wasn't, you know, it wasn't really. I'm not going to get huge growth. I know that. I've never had fast growth with this channel. You know, sometimes there's been the odd spurt, but that's been about it. So, and as some people have said, you're going to have to start from scratch and build it up. And yes, that's true. And there's various things as well. Like at the moment I notice on the channel, I can't put custom thumbnails. So I spent time, I didn't spend ages, but I spent time doing a custom thumbnail for that video. And it's not even allowing me to do it. Now, I don't know at what point it triggers you being able to do that. Because I mean, it's not even like these are my only two channels. I do have another channel as well that has got nothing to do with gaming, by the way. And I can put custom thumbnails on that, and I was able to do that quite early on. And that's only got about like 600 subscribers. And it had way fewer when I was able to do it. So it may just be that I just need some subscribers and I'll be able to do that. The other thing in terms of, obviously, you know, if I go back to this chart, there's I mean, that's... When I look at it, I'm thinking, oh, actually, that's quite a bit of Warhammer content. Some of it may be stuff that I would want on the new channel as well. So at some point, I'm going to be uploading it there as well. Probably not for the next week or two. Just, you know, get used to a couple of times a week. I want twice a week to put content onto the new channel. Staggered out. I mean, I was adopting a schedule of Wednesday, Thursdays has been the Warhammer days. So I'm not going to put one out tomorrow because I don't want to put them out consecutive days and then nothing for the rest of the week. It's probably better to space them out a little bit, as long as there's like 2 a week. And then, you know, if I get more into it, it might be more as well. So that's sort of the explanation. That's where it's going to go. Yes, it's going to take some time to build up. Unless, of course, everyone that was interested goes and subscribes to the channel right now. Hint, hint. And I might get away with it. I might get the best of both worlds. But it's one of those things. It's impossible to know exactly what is definitely the right decision. Because the only way to do that is to keep your eye on a parallel universe where you made the other decision and see how it went. But all I'm saying is, after this amount of time, when I was originally making the decision, the thing that eventually swung it was, if I made the new channel, again, another piece of perceived wisdom is when you do a channel, put 2 videos up a week, you know. I mean, better to put 1 up a week that you'll do consistently than 2 one week and nothing the next week, of course. But by and large, if you expect to get any sort of growth in the channel, you really need 2 uploads a week at least. But again, there's people that break that rule as well. But that's the perceived wisdom. And at the time I was thinking to myself, well, I'm not sure I would. So isn't it better to just put it into my normal channel? But that no longer exists. I can definitely do at least 2 videos a week. And I'm quite keen to be looking forward to doing quite a few. But I don't want to, you know, overburden myself, obviously. But I can definitely do 2 a week. So that has gone out the window. So now I've sat there and thought about it. And I thought, there's now no reason for me not to do the dedicated channel for it. And it's not like I'm getting obvious long-term benefit from it being in this channel. And then there were 2 other things as well. I thought to myself, well, what if one day, let's say it does grow to the point where, you know, there's quite a few comments, and we know how I do, like, the mailbox on Sundays. What if I want to do something similar just for Warhammer stuff? It could get very confusing on keeping it on the same channel. Same as if I wanted to do any live streams discussing Warhammer stuff. Again, gets a bit confusing if I go and live stream a discussion and it's you know, in terms of keeping it on topic for what it's supposed to be. It just, you know, so I was thinking of long-term messiness as well. So I've bitten the bullet. I've thought before I do too much, because some of the content I'm putting on is stuff that I intend to still be useful a year down the line. It's not all topical stuff, which is frequently what I do in the World of Warcraft stuff as well. So anyway, that's just keeping you up to date with that. Hopefully it all works out. But, you know, I've made that decision. I think it will be the right one. But time will tell. We'll have to give it a good half a year before time really does tell. But yeah, if you're interested in Warhammer, please check that out. Subscribe to it as well. But also, for any reasons, follow me on Twitter or Facebook anyway, because that's where I post stuff anyway. On whatever gaming channel I might ever have in the future as well. So thanks for listening. Until next time, I'll see you later.